Hey everyone, this is Michelle with Foxy Chick Decor. I just wanted to come to you with a new project here, and I'm actually going to be using several different transfers. But first, I wanted to show you one new thing, this Snap transfer. This transfer is the new one for Club Couture. It's exclusive for Club Couture, and the only way that you'd be able to get this particular transfer is by joining our Club Couture for $19.99. You would get this a transfer this size. You would get 3 sample chalk paste. They're smaller like this. They come in little packets. I don't have any at the moment. But I just wanted to show you that because this is some of the really neat transfers that they're putting in Club Couture, and they're exclusive to the club. They will never be sold in the catalog. You won't be able to get them any other way. So I just wanted to show you this one. I think it's really cute with the camera. I'm looking forward to use it, and you'll be seeing it soon. The transfer that I'm going to use today, this is an old one. You can't get this one anymore, but I like the way the word coffee is. And you could use a font set like, let me see, let me find mine. Like these here, you could do it. You could buy a font and use the word coffee, or you can use other transfers for words that you want to use. And what I'm going to do is I'm using this All You Need Is Love transfer, but instead of doing All You Need Is Love, I'm going to do All You Need Is Coffee, because I'm a big coffee nut and I know several of my friends are. So what we're going to do first is, this is one of our Chalk Couture boards, and this was something that I did back for Christmas, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to erase them and reuse them. So what I'm doing is I'm just grabbing a Lysol wipe, and you can spray water on it. You can use Lysol wipes. You can really use whatever, but I'm going to just lay this on here and kind of get it damp, and you'll see how easy they are to erase. Just kind of, and this has been on here since like November, December, and you'll see how easy it is to wipe off. Our boards are amazing. So now that I got that wet, I'm going to just start up here at the top and just start working in a circular motion. And you can see it comes right off. And you don't have to use a whole lot of pressure. Hope you all are doing well and having a good day today. But this is super, super easy to wipe off. And this is the paste, the Chalkology paste. And you can see my hands get a little messy, but they're easy cleanup as well. Alright, now that I have it all done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another Lysol wipe and wipe this all clean. And that's how easy it is. And that board is ready to go for the next project. Sometimes it leaves a little ghosting, and Chalk Couture has what we call board erasers that you can use, and it takes it right off. I don't have any of those right now, so what I use is just a magic eraser, and it works just as well. It's something that I have ordered. I just haven't gotten that order yet. So, but that is how you clean up one of our boards. It's super easy, super fast. I'm gonna go ahead and let this dry for a minute That way it'll be ready to go for our next board. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this transfer apart. It does come with, sorry for getting my head in the way. It does come with all these little flower pieces. I'm probably not going to use those for this project, but I'm going to go ahead and cut this transfer apart. Now I'll save those pieces because I'm sure I'll use them again. And just kind of, this I'm going to end up moving up a little bit. I'm going to wait for this to dry. And on the back, I'm going to go ahead and mark back on it. Let me grab one of my markers. That way, when you're done with the transfer, you know which side it goes on. And I'm going to label it all you need. And that way that makes that super easy. And this is just about dry, so I'm going to just help it out a little bit. I don't have any paper towels back here in my crafting area. I have a new setup for my crafting right now because we're in the process of hopefully rearranging some things here. So I've kind of crammed all of my chalking stuff and my crafting stuff into one little corner here so that I have access to it. Okay, now this is all dry and ready to go. So what we're going to do first is we're just going to peel up the transfer, and this is a brand new transfer. It's never been used. I'm going to peel this off the back and we're going to fuzz it. You can have a towel. Where are my towels? I think I shove them in there. I don't think I did. So, worst case scenario, you can always fuzz it on yourself. So I'm just going to lay it up against my shirt and get some fuzz on it. You just want it to get a little lint on it so it doesn't stick, because these transfers are super, super sticky. So I went ahead and fuzzed it, and then I'm just going to lay it down up here close to the top because I've got that word coffee that I'm going to put in there. And I just want to kind of eyeball it a little bit. Actually, I think we're going to move this over just a hair. Alright, and I'm going to just smooth it down to make sure that there's no air bubbles. And then for the all you need, I'm going to use our fawn paste. And then for the coffee word, I'm going to use some of our bark, but I'm going to mix it with a little bit of fawn and make it a little bit of a lighter, like a chocolate brown. And we'll see kind of how that works. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my paste. And you can see it's, you know, chunky, and sometimes just a stir will, you know, work to smoothen it out. And you want it to be the consistency of kind of like yogurt. This isn't too bad, just a little stir I think will be good. If your paste is a little too thick and you want to thin it out a little bit, just a couple squirts of water, and then you know, mixing it up will work. So I'm going to use this right here, and I'm just going to spread some of the paste out here. And I'm going to try to be very careful not to get any of that word love, because we're not using that part. Then I'm going to just grab my squeegee, and I'm going to just work from the top here and work my way down, covering in all this silk screen on the transfer. Alright, and I'm going to squeegee some of that back into the container because I think I have plenty here. To finish filling in the rest of this. I'm going to squeegee off some of this up here to be able to use in just this little spot down here. And actually, I am going to grab just a hair more. And we're just going to squeegee in that. Get off this excess. Put it back into the container. A little goes a very long way. Get that all squeegeed off there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to reveal this part because we're done with this part of the transfer. You never want to pull diagonally with your transfers because it will stretch them. So you're going to work up 2 corners and just gently pull, because you don't want to ruin your transfer, you don't want to rip your transfer, and you don't want to stretch it out. Oh, that looks awesome. We're just going to finish peeling this up. And I have a bath of water over here that I'm going to lay that in so that I can clean it off. All right, then I'm going to open up the bark, and I'm going to do the same thing with the bark. I'm going to go ahead and stir this up, and I believe this will be the same way. I don't think I'll have to add any water to this, but I'm going to go ahead and stir it up real good. Kind of looks like brownie batter right now. Alright, then what I'm going to do is I am going to use my lid here, and I'm going to put just a tiny little bit of this bark in there, and then I'm going to take a little bit of the fawn and put in there with it. And then I'm going to take another little stir here, and I'm going to mix this up. Try to make it a little bit lighter, almost like a chocolate. Not quite as light as what I want it. And that's the neat thing about mixing your own colors, is you can add as much or as little as you like. Okay, now let's try this. There we go. That's about the color that I want. Just mixing that up real good. And then when I'm done, if there's any of this color left, I can either put it in a tiny little container, save it for another project, or I can just wipe it out of here and, you know, clean up the lid. All right, so now what I'm going to do, and in the time that I mix that up, let this dry, and this is all completely dry. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off the coffee transfer. And you can see this one has been used a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and fuzz it anyway, just because I don't want it to stick, you know, real hard on the board. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up because I can see where the all you need is. And I don't want this to overlap. So I'm going to go ahead and line this up just like that. And I just want to make sure that this coffee is down, because that's really all I'm going to use on this transfer. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of that pre-made color that I made and just kind of squeegee some on there. And I'm going to take another one of my little squeegees and I'm going to just work this in. But I'm going to be very careful not to get paste on anything else on this transfer. And what I could have done is taped it off with some washi tape, but I think I can do it without that. And even if I do get a little bit, I can always go in and clean it up, because as you can see with this board, it is erasable. All right. And I think I have all of that, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my little stir here to kind of squeegee some of that off, so I can go back in and get some more of that off there. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and peel this up. And you can see that I did make a few little mistakes there, which I can go back in and clean those up very, very easily. And actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this back down right on top of it there. And I'm going to use some of these little coffee beans. Yep, just use a few of those. And then I'm going to go ahead with my squeegee. And I'm going to, you know what, actually, I'm going to use my little tool so I can squeegee off some of that excess. This little tool, it's amazing because it lets you get in very, very closely. All right, now I'm gonna peel this back up and see how this looks. Oh yes, definitely like that. I'm going to go ahead and lay this transfer in the water as well so that that can get cleaned up. Then in some of these little areas that I need to clean up on, I'm going to just grab a Lysol wipe and just go in very, very gently. And wipe them out. It's really that easy. You can, with Chalk Couture, there really is no mistakes because they're super easy to clean up when you're using the chalk paste. So there is that project, and I'm trying to see. I might use, let me see, what did I do with my scissors? Because I think it's too plain. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little Starburst, and I'm going to use that. And I'm going to use this same chocolate color that I used. I'm going to try to use up as much of that as possible. Okay, now to get this back up, put one of those there, and we'll go in down here with one of those. And you could definitely do this on a smaller board. I just love our Aiden boards, and they're I just love how easy they are to use. And like I said, I'm just kind of using up some of that paste color that I made. And then I'm gonna put one. And actually, what I'm gonna do is, since there's a little bit of that chocolate already on there, I'm going to use a little bit of the fawn and kind of do a little bit of a mixture on that one. And pull that up. So you can see that one's a little bit lighter yet. And actually, I think I'm going to do that again up here. But that's the nice thing about our transfers. They are so, you can use 3 or 4 different transfers to make your own saying. You don't have to use them just in the way that you see them. I do like this little burst. Scrape up some of that. Alright, and I'm going to do another one of those white ones with the fawn. Fawn is one of my very favorite colors to use. Use that and pull that up, and then I'm going to throw that in my water to be cleaned up, and there you go. I might have to go in and touch up a few more little places, you know, once everything dries. And you can use, like I said, you can use the Clorox wipe, or you can use a Q-tip. But it's super easy to clean up, which is really nice. But anyhow, here is your all you need is coffee. Anyway, if you have any questions about the products that I used today, or if you are seeing this as the replay on YouTube, if you will message and put replay on it, when you're watching this, if you could let me know where you're watching from, that would be very helpful. And then if you, like I said, if you have any questions about the products that I used, or you want more information on Couture, go ahead and message me, and I will reach out to you. If you like what I do and you would like to, you know, give it a shot, we have a brand new starter kit that just went out, and it's available now. And if you want more information to do what I do and become a designer, then message me. And in the message, you can just comment below this post and put designer. And if I also have a closed group for VIPs, that's where I can post sales and bundles and different things that I'm doing myself. If you'd like to be added to that group, it's called the Foxy Chick Gang. Message or comment below, add me, and I will go ahead and get you added to that group. Anyway, hope you all have a great day. See you soon. Bye.